Hello everyone, my name is Sick and welcome back to another update video for Ground Branch. Now it's been a while since I did one of these and I'm actually a little bit late to this particular update as well, but better late than never. I've been distracted by other games for a bit, including Ready or Not, which has an alpha that came out just yesterday? Yeah, yesterday I think. And yeah, I've been playing that for a bit, but it's not really finished. Obviously it's pre-alpha, but it really made me hunger for Ground Branch again, so here we are. We're just going to quickly go through some of the updates that have been, or some of the new features that have been added to Ground Branch in the latest update, and then we're going to do a terrorist hunt on City. Anyway, bunch of new additions, and some of them are really cool. For example, the first major thing that is new to this build is a new work-in-progress damage model. This build brings the first iteration, phase 1, of the new damage model that generally ramps up lethality. Chris explains it better than the rest of us ever could, so let's quote him. Right. Initially we added a method that took penetration, internal organs, bleeding and such into account. Unfortunately, it was pretty horrible due to the lack of feedback. It lacked the decent reaction animations, bleeding effect, on-screen messages and so on for the player. Quickly replaced it with a temporary measure that bases the damage on the kinetic energy of a round, scaled by how much it penetrates and in what location. This value is not the correct way to do damage from a bullet, but it ended up with values for the handgun that were similar. 2 to 3 shots to the chest, while making everything else more powerful. For example, 1 shots with decently placed 7.62, shotguns ruining your day, etc. So, while the approach we arrived at is not final by any means, the one we are aiming at for the future requires visual feedback in order to work. Nonetheless, this new stand-in damage model beats what we had before, which was essentially a 3 body shots or 1 headshot affair with no caliber differentiation. Now, you will notice that difference in the game immediately. It is really cool, it works really well. And it's a lot of fun being able to, if you have a higher caliber weapon, doing the one shots, it's awesome. Anyway, next point, reticle brightness adjustment. You can now increase and decrease the brightness of most illuminated reticles. Use home and end respectively to increase and decrease brightness. These settings aren't optic specific and are set to 10 levels that may be inconstant across different sites. Depending on lighting conditions, the lowest brightness setting on some optics may display a dark dot rather than an illuminated one. Small fix or small change, N is now for night vision, before it was on the number 4 key. This is a little bit more logical, so I applaud this. Now then, fire to ready. Now when you press fire, default left mouse button, while in high ready or low ready, your primary weapon position will be changed to ready, shouldered, sights not engaged, aka the point shooting position. This makes it easier for some players to change to ready, as previously you had to gauge how much you scrolled up or down from an off-target weapon position. It also prevents the silly firing into the air-ground allowed by the previous control scheme. Nothing has changed otherwise. There is one other small change to that. Holding the fire key while in high-low ready will ready the weapon and start firing as soon as the weapon and view are aligned. So you can do that for a really quick reaction shot. It's not a separate step that you have to go through first before being able to shoot. You can basically just start shooting as soon as the weapon goes up. I was very used to how it worked before. I have to be honest, with the high ready, the low ready, I got really used to scrolling up and down to switch, because I didn't generally do that a lot in combat. I tried to do that before. For me it was a preparation step, something to take into account mentally before you engaged any enemies. And therefore I kind of liked it, because it was a really good way to prevent friendly fire, because of course if you misclick, that bullet is going to end up flying straight into the ground or straight up into the air, most likely missing all the players around you. And now if you hold the left mouse button because you wanted to maybe spray in auto fire, maybe you can hit someone, I don't know. But yeah, I do think it's fair enough to say that for a lot of players this is a lot better. So We also have auto close ready for sidearms. Handgun obstructed while aiming down the sights. Your character will now automatically switch to the close ready position, which is the pistol being held close to the chest and pointed forward, so you can still fire, making sidearms more useful in very close quarters. Now, not a big change, which is very welcome. Incremental opening of doors, that was in there before, but it is a lot more intuitive now. Now we can hold down F, which is the use or interact button, and scrolling up and down with the mouse wheel, you can now change weapon positions without accidentally interacting with that stupid door you're getting ready to crack open. So, hold the use interact button and then use the mouse wheel. It's a lot better. Pushing doors, also a very welcome change. Walking into doors that are not fully shut will swing them open and closed. We can also now pick up magazines from dropped weapons. So basically, if someone drops a weapon, you kind of just ripped out the magazine from the weapon while leaving that weapon on the ground. Very useful. When facing a ready room locker or training area workbench, hold use or interact, default F, to re-equip your loadouts and restock your ammo and grenades. We have new enemy, not new enemies, we have new suppressed sounds for a variety of weapons, all of which you can see here, so I'm not going to read them all out loud. And we now have bullet cracks. Supersonic rounds now produce a characteristic crack sound when flying past you. Scary, but what did you expect in a firefight? On top of that, we have some new content in the form of new optics. For example, the Spectre DR ×1 ×4, which you can also add onto, or you can add on to them with other smaller scopes, which is very useful. The side picture of this is actually quite nice. I used it a little bit in game, and I will show it to you once we get started. Let's see, with the quick zoom switch and illuminated dot that assists target acquisition plus a top rail to boost, the Spectre makes for an incredibly versatile sight. We recommend mounting it close to the eye for better reticle clarity and optimal field of view. You can alternate between 1 time and 4 times magnification with page up and page down. I did not realize that. That's really good. Increase dot brightness with home and end. These keys can be changed under settings controls. Okay, so I guess this will be the ×1, this will be the ×4. You can switch with these a lot. But at the same time, you can add on a backup sight, which will be the ×1 anyway. And I think that will be a little bit quicker for me personally than doing it this way, but it's really cool that you have the option. Now, AccuPower 1 to 8 times. Our first true LPVO, low power variable optic, is the Trijicon AccuPower 1 to 8 times magnification. While the real thing offers fluid zoom, you can analogically set to any magnification between ×1 or ×8. Our current version offers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 in steps, at least until we figure out a more faithful approach. The reticle's red sections, a center cross and 4 semi-circumferences can be illuminated with 10 brightness settings. Right, so you could have it almost no brightness or very bright. That is really cool. Also with the magnification or no magnification. So basically, all of these scopes are very versatile. Let's see. Sick of trying to shoot through a scope in a night map and having your NVG's fixed focal range blur out your entire side picture? We got you covered with the AN PVS22 UNS, Universal Night Sight. Ooh, I didn't see this one yet. But that is really cool. Oh man, we are going to have to test this out as well. Now, maybe not in this video, but let's have a quick look at, I don't know whose video this is, but it's a 1 minute and 46 seconds one. Dips to you, but that is really cool. Alright, so we have that scope.
You can't have your night vision on with the night vision scope. It makes it really bright.
That's blurred, but you can see as soon as the scope goes up, it's there. That is really cool. Alright, we might have to try that out in game as well. More sights. ACOG 4x32 with RMR mounts. We've replaced the old ACOG 4x32 model with a new one that can fit the new RMR ACOG optic on top. Trijicon MRO. Basically, we've got a bunch of new sights. I'm not going to go through all of them. Oh, actually, we're pretty close to the end. We might as well. The MRO, Miniature Rifle Optic, is a small red dot sight with a large FOV for quick target acquisition. And we have the SRS, the Sealed Reflex Sight, which is another red dot sight by Trijicon. Alright, then we have a new platform that we can wear, which is the Battle Belt, which can now be selected in the platform slot of the operator customization screen. Don't worry, it will be made an add-on to the actual vest platforms in the near future, so you won't have to pick one or the other. So for now, you have to, but later on you can have this belt as well as a vest. So that's very cool. Because we have no functional armor yet, the Battle Belt has no real disadvantages in relation to vests other than pouch capacity. But we think it might be a helpful hostage VIP asset to you role players out there experimenting with custom game modes, plus everyone gets to look a little bit more casual on the range. Yeah, so we now have on-screen hints as well. You will notice them once we start playing, very soon, because I've been talking for a while now. Usage prompts and highlights have a new look, and both elements can be toggled on or off. So far I've left them on. The HUD arc showing the grenade's trajectory has been altered and can now be customized under settings, gameplay, firearm. You can pick individual color and alpha, which is transparency values for both the arc itself and the predicted impact point marker. Anyway, there's a bunch more stuff. You can go through all of that by yourself. But for now, let's jump into the game. Alright, so finally we're into the game after 10 minutes of talking. I'm sorry about that, but it was a long patch list that we had to go through. Anyway, I've got myself an M416D, and I have one of the new sights on top of it. So it starts off with the one that I mounted on top, but we can of course scroll down into the new sight. Now I kind of forgot the name for this already, but it's the 1x magnification to 4x magnification, and we can switch up between that with the page up and page down key. So this basically shows you everything up close, which is awesome, but for that I'm going to be using this one instead. Oh, and immediately we have a Tango, and this scope I'm going to use, boom, headshot. I'm going to use that for long to medium ranges. Right, so let's begin, because this map is so cool. It has the long ranges, the short ranges. It does a lot of really cool things on top of looking absolutely amazing down here. Immediately we can also show you, or I can show you of course, the new or the altered door opening mechanics. So if you hold down F, we can scroll a little bit as before. We can get the gun ready, and now we can also, well, maybe not this one, or if we hold it. No, it's not working entirely as you would think, because it's supposed to push open a little bit. You can see that, yeah, you're pushing into it a little bit, but it's not as smooth as it potentially could be. Would be really nice if you could just like smoothly push it open with your shoulder as you sidestep into a door. Right now it's a little bit finicky. Oh shit! Oh, wow. That's two guys just waiting for me there. But yeah, I really like the downstairs area of this map. Of course you can start on top as well. We have a bunch of enemies up there waiting for us, but that requires a lot of long-range fighting, and personally I'm really liking the close quarters aspect a little bit more at the moment, or at least that's what I'm in the mood for a little bit more. Of course at some point we have to go outside, but for now we're going to keep moving through the metro station. I'm going to turn up the volume for myself just a little bit, because it's a little bit quiet. For you it shouldn't be a problem, but for me I need a little bit more to be fully aware of my environment, which is very important. Oh. Oh, he's hiding behind that. Nice, alright, so I used a bunch of ammo by now. So we're just going to drop that magazine on the floor and continue on with a fresh magazine. Oh. Oh, holy shit, where the hell did you come from? Wow. That's kind of cool to have his reflection in the floor there. Wow, I did not expect him there. I was expecting another guy to be walking around there somewhere, but I really thought like the rear area would be a little bit clearer than this. Well, teaches me, I guess. Oh, Well, you can notice that these guys go down a little bit faster than before, because of course we don't need 2 to 3 body shots anymore. A single one might do it. Now I'm only using a 5.56 round, but it's still quite effective. And well, I do double tap, of course. I don't just put in a single round because I want to be absolutely sure that these guys go down before they can take a shot, if I can help it at all. Yeah, we have lots of cool, interesting corners and shapes, and you know, it just really makes it interesting to clear this map, because there are so many angles that we need to consider, and that's something that I've always really enjoyed. So that's the guy that we took out earlier, I think. Yeah, he was hiding. That's the guy we killed. Now I heard a voice behind me and I'm thinking he's up on the stairs over here. Or maybe just outside, I'm not entirely certain. Alright, that's another magazine, pretty much done for. So, dropping that one as well. Continuing on with, I don't know exactly how many magazines I have left, to be honest, because I'm not sure how many pouches I added. It would be cool to have a way in game to check your vest and basically give you a little bit of feedback. On how much stuff you have left. Would be nice to have an in-game way to check. At some point I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, but we'll see. Ooh, I remember this position from before. The ragdolls are pretty cool now as well. They're a little bit more interesting, I feel. I'm not sure if much changed with them, but maybe it's just me. But I do like them. Alright, so I feel like we've done a pretty okay job at clearing this area. I'm going to assume that by now we've got most of the people out here in the subway station. We got that guy straight at the beginning of the match. Shot him through the window there. And I think we took care of the people trying to harass us from the back. But yeah, you can get in some really cool and interesting firefights down here as well. Last round that I played on here, I had a bunch of guys in this particular area. They came from there, they came from over there. Like basically I had some reinforcements coming down to check out the noises I was making. And I had a guy that came in from over here and he took cover behind that pillar. And I had to duck out to reload, and then he was taking cover behind this pillar. So he's kind of like methodically moving up almost. It was really cool. And he even killed me too, which was a little bit shit, but my own fault, so I can't complain about that. And I'm just really happy to see that this is shaping up really well. Like, I really love the fact that now these guys are finally taking cover. And they're behaving a little bit more sensibly. Of course, they do scream a lot. This is an interesting position for the ragdoll, by the way, because of the toilet paper roll there. It's suggesting something. I can't quite put the name on, like, I can't quite tell you what it suggests, but it like he got shot coming out of the toilet or going to the toilet to take a dump or something. It just looks funny to me. Anyway, I think it's time to move out. Oh crap. Alright, so now we have a lot of angles that we need to watch. These guys can come from a lot of different directions, and we have 13 enemies left. The placement of these guys, of course, is still random, but it is a lot more balanced out, I think. There's a bunch of new places for them to patrol and move through, which is something that I really appreciate. I hear some people up there, I think. They might be checking out my last position. But I'm just going to do a tactical reload. Now we're going to climb up here. Now this should lead out into, yeah, pretty much a protected little area. And now we need to do some very careful observation. So like I said, there's a bunch of guys still around. I'm hearing footsteps. Oh shit! Oh man. That came from behind me, I think. But I'm not sure. Ooh. Sneaky bugger. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. But we're down to 12 out of 25 guys that were on the map. Yeah, so he was over here and then he tried to follow me up, I guess. But we are a little bit sneakier than he was. Oh man, come on. Show me some heads. Alright, so that by the school bus over there is one of the alternative spawns. And usually there's some people over in that direction as well. I'm not going to make too many crazy movements. I just kind of want to carefully move and observe as much as I can. And then really make a sprint for cover when I need it. Because I have a feeling we will need it soon. Oh. Thought I saw some movement up there, but guess not. Oh shit. Okay, that sounded like it came from the right. Yeah. There's one. Shit, he took cover. Did I get him though? I'm not entirely sure I did. I have a feeling that yes I did. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, the confirmation finally showed up. It's good. You can turn it off, and I think that will be a more immersive way to play. But at the same time, it pays to know as well that there's only one enemy left. And maybe if you've been hunting around for a while, you could say, it's like, okay, I killed pretty much everybody, and I could kill that guy as well. But I don't have 30 minutes to spend looking for him. Oh god. Oh. Alright, so that was another one to the right, I think. I just need to be sure I don't see feet underneath the car. This is a very interesting and tricky map. Oh! And I think it's fair. These guys are accurate, but not too accurate immediately. I think they really hit a sweet spot in terms of difficulty and fairness. Oh yeah, okay, he went down. That was for sure. Alright, let me just take a sprint over behind that school bus. 10 enemies left on the map. They might still be in the central buildings as well. I haven't checked them out, and I don't know if there are spawn points for the enemies there. Because ever since the last few updates I haven't been playing a lot, and I don't know what changed there. And when I did play, they weren't spawning there yet. It also wasn't finished entirely on the inside either. I have a feeling that might have changed by now, because the map also runs a whole lot better than it did before. Let's take another quick little sprint, because we cleared most of this area, and I feel it's better to now to move from cover to cover quickly, rather than being shot at while moving slowly and giving the enemy time, oh crap, to home in on us. Yeah, there's another guy over here somewhere. That's one guy down, but he was looking... Oh shit! Oh man, oh, now we potentially have a guy on the right, we have one on the left as well. Oh boy. Ah, this is tense, I like it. Oh, damn it! No! Oh, so close. Anyway, we've been playing for a while now. This video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to be putting a cut in here, but please leave a like and a comment below if you want to see more content from Ground Branch, which I'm, even if you don't, I'm pretty sure I will continue. But, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys for whatever video I do next.